At 33 years old, Roseli faced a high-risk pregnancy due to a condition called placenta previa. She went through extremely difficult situations, including a near-death experience that changed her life. During the experience, she realized that beyond the place she witnessed, there is something or someone much greater behind all of this. This presence takes an active role in our lives in the form of love, making decisions about who can or cannot return to this world. Hello, I'm Marcus, and it's a pleasure to have you here at Beyond the Life We Live. I hope you feel at home and absorb the lesson from the story we're about to share. By the way, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it's very important to us and helps bring more impactful stories to you. It all began during the C-section of her third child. When she found out she was pregnant, the doctor warned her about the extreme risks to both her life and the baby's. Because of that, she found a doctor willing to closely monitor the pregnancy, making sure she had extra care all the way through delivery. During the pregnancy, at 5 months, Roseli was anxious about the possibility of losing the baby, especially because he wasn't moving in her belly. One day, while watching a movie, she was feeling inspired and started talking to her son, placing her hands on her stomach and telling him they were in this together. At that moment, the baby moved for the first time. That made her incredibly happy and motivated her to keep going with a positive mindset. In the 8th month, she had heavy bleeding at home. Aware of the imminent danger, she immediately sought emergency care, remembering the doctor's words about the risk of hemorrhage, which could take the baby's life in 40 minutes and hers in just 1 hour. Fortunately, when she arrived at the hospital, she was told the baby was still alive. After being hospitalized for 10 days, she was informed that they would perform the delivery due to the high risk of hemorrhage, and that she would first receive a blood transfusion. During the C-section, the baby was delivered and the umbilical cord was cut. However, at the same time, Roseli felt a large amount of blood pouring out. Even though she was numb from the waist down, she could sense how serious the situation was when she started feeling unwell. Her blood pressure began to drop dramatically, and the doctors decided to remove her uterus to save her life. That's when her experience began. She then found herself in a white room, talking to a woman about the possibility of continuing her life on Earth. As this woman guided her, the first thing Roseli noticed was an indescribable feeling of peace and calm. In that moment, it became clear to her that there was a connection with something higher, where worldly concerns no longer made any sense, making her feel outside of life, even though she was in a room with earthly characteristics. She realized that her consciousness was part of something greater, connected not only to physical experiences, but also to a reality completely different from ours, one that we don't understand. While she was embracing that feeling, some kind of negotiation was happening with the woman about the possibility of her staying on Earth. She then became aware that this negotiation involved the presence of something greater. She remembers not seeing herself as a point of light, as many people describe, but as a conscious form that still had some kind of shape, although she couldn't quite define what it was. Roseli sensed that what she saw in front of her symbolized a boundary, beyond which she wouldn't return to life on Earth. Strangely, that place ahead gave her the feeling of coming home. In that moment, as she looked at that boundary, she remembers thinking that personal growth was the sole purpose of life on Earth, because beyond that, nothing else here made sense to her. Then she blacked out and remembers nothing else. When she woke up in the post-op recovery room, the first word that came to her mind was God, feeling that something higher had prevailed. After her recovery, Roseli had meaningful conversations with doctors who revealed that they had information suggesting she wouldn't survive the surgery. That strengthened her belief that there was some kind of outside intervention where decisions were influenced by a higher wisdom beyond human understanding. Roseli also felt that this connection to the whole involved something like love, linking her not only to people, but to all forms of life and to the universe itself. For her, it became clear that death is not the end, but a transition to another plane of existence, maintaining a continuous connection with the whole.